Hello everyone and welcome back to our Let's Play of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All. I said both sometimes. Oops. Oh well.
Yay! I was gonna say something like beards for all.
That'd be pretty great. Beards for all.
Imagine if every character now had a beard that was the judge's beard. Including the woman.
That'd be pretty great. I wonder if anyone's, like, I wouldn't be that surprised if someone's, like, modded the game, modded some version of the game to do that.
Beards.
Just beards on everyone.
Now let's get this going.
Yes. Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fey. Are the prosecution and the defense prepared?
God, now I need another woman voice when I don't have any woman voices.
Oh.
But it's a German woman, so.
Mr. Wright, are you finally prepared?
Why finally?
It's a German woman. You'll be fine. Just, you know, just think. I don't know.
German women do not exist.
They
are both.
They don't.
They are. I don't know. Keep going.
Huh? Yes, Your Honor. Why does he always seem mad at me?
Miss. I don't fucking know. Mr. Phoenix Wright.
I don't know. Also, she does that same arm grippy thing her dad does, though.
So her arms are tinier.
Yeah, her arms are a lot tinier. It does
need to
look
give her more like
dramatic.
expressive. Mr. Phoenix, yeah, fuck. The problem is, I'm not that sick, but when I do any high voice, my voice just disappears.
Yeah.
Mr. Phoenix, I can't fucking do it. I'm done. I'm leaving.
You're done? Okay. Well, that's
I
unfortunate.
return.
Okay, because I was gonna say I was gonna have to make it the Green Bean Show, and I would have to just edit in all the characters with a picture of Green Bean, and then it'd be Green White. It'd be terrible.
Green Bean White, justice for beans.
Exactly.
Should keep going. I read the line. I will figure it out as I go.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
You must be a little shocked because I'm a woman, correct? I sound like a woman too.
I know. Hold on. So this kid is the famed prosecutor von Karma?
I am Franziska von Karma, the prodigy.
I see.
I gave up a promising career in Germany and came to this country for one sole reason.
Oh, I don't really see how you gave up like, I'm not sure.
I mean, you do stay doing the same job unless she used to be like a kindergartner. And she's like, oh, I'm not being a kindergartner, I need to be a supervillain.
That'd be pretty intense if she decided something big like that. And I honestly don't fully know how the whole job lawyer thing works, because I know there are, like, firms and stuff, but still, I assume that if you're such a prodigy, you're not really giving up any career, considering it's the exact same career. I'm pretty sure you can just come to America and be like, hey, I'm gonna challenge this dude.
Also, I believe America has never been named in this game as a, like, nation.
Yeah.
No nation in this game has ever been named other than Germany. Like, the only thing we know about this world is that Germany exists.
You know, that is true. It's kind of funny. I wonder if the law system is as fucked up in Germany in this game.
I mean, even you're allowed to whip people in Germany.
Well, that's fair. There seem to, yeah. You seem to be able to whip people in a lot of places in this game.
Revenge. God, she looks like a killer.
She does. Revenge? Is this about her father, Manfred von Karma? No, it's probably about that time you stole her salad. Yes, I'm pretty sure it's about her father.
I think the guy named Manfred von Karma.
Oh, what'd I say?
But I mean, it's fine. You said it, okay. You said it English way, but I'm pretty sure Manfred was. I mean, I guess it's a common German name, common enough, but he was a German general at some point in some time. Like, I know the name,
Yeah.
Obviously not the one karma part. But
Yeah.
now I'm just like, it's not just a German name. Now you've taken the German name of a German person and
That
made him
is-
your main villain.
Yeah, that is kind of interesting. I didn't actually know that. If it's something of a personal nature, I'm sure you can... Ow!
Jesus, you would be so thrown out of court.
You would. I'm pretty sure, like, you wouldn't even be thrown out of court. You'd be jailed for that.
I'm talking. Then yes, I have no come down. She's my really bad Batman impression.
Sounds legit.
If you interrupt again, my whip may do the speaking for me.
Please speak with your mouth like a normal person. I beg of you.
Maybe German people speak with whips. It's
Uh,
rather fascinating language.
Man. Germany sounds like a scary place.
Yes. But we fear no pain.
Yeah.
Make no mistake, I will defeat you. Prepare to go down, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Prosecutor Von Karma, your opening statement, please.
Those of one karma blood have only one fate, and that is perfection. She looks kind of like an evil Simon Bam.
Yeah, she kind of does. It's funny because, yeah, her father looked like a vampire, but she, like, has a whip, and,
So this is just like a Castlevania family.
yeah.
They are Castlevania cosplayers.
Yeah, she's apparently Alucard.
The defendant, Maya Fey, will find no escape from a good on my watch.
But very well. What is the defense's position, Your Honor? Does the defense wish to put a plea of not guilty?
Nah. I just showed up here to say that she's dirty as fuck, man.
Yeah, that's it.
Foolish fool who foolishly dreams of foolish dreams. It might or might not be satanic.
To be to be fair, is there a non-foolish way to dream of foolish dreams?
Don't question me, I'm German. 10 minutes. I would give the defense 10 minutes before it changes its plea. That's right. I have you running for the justified self-defense plea in no time.
Well,
Jeez.
from
That's scary.
yeah, that does look scary. But I was gonna say two things. For one, she has that same overconfidence problem of her father. For two, like, honestly, that statement is a lot, like, I guess because she isn't the final boss, so that statement is a lot less threatening than Von Karma's, like, winning in statement. Probably because I'm pretty sure he guaranteed a guilty verdict. I mean, though we're not really
But
in any...
justified self-defense, I
Yeah.
guess it's still technically guilty.
Yeah, I mean, it is still technically guilty, and, it's not something we're in any position to make anyways, and it's not something we would make, but it's that kind of thing that, I mean, honestly, justified self-defense isn't technically guilty. I mean, it's one of those weird things where it's like, yeah, okay, I mean, they did a thing,
It's
but
okay. I guess this will come as only half evil.
I guess so.
She has an evil voice and like demeanor, but she actually just wants to hug bunnies.
Probably. Justified self-defense? A plea usually reserved for when a person unintentionally kills in defense of himself. Very easily make a solid case that it was self-defense, but... The defense stands by the plea of not guilty, Your Honor, because the plea justified self-defense is still to say you did kill someone.
Oh, how foolish. If that's how you want to play it, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I shall now call the first witness.
She's just as scary as her father. Like father, like daughter, I suppose.
She also, you can see that she's very German because her boobs are not huge.
Does that mean she's very German?
I don't know, as other people in this universe seem to have big boobs, so that's my implication there.
Oh, I was gonna say, does that mean Maya is German? Because her boobs aren't all that big.
But she has no boobs, girlie. Look at her.
That's a fair point. She
Maya
is
is an alien.
Yeah, I is an alien, but she is almost as flat chested as Pearl.
Yes. Witness your name and occupation.
Yes, sir. My name is Dick.
How do you fuck that name up?
I don't know, because apparently he's now
Send
Duck
shit.
Gumshoe.
He's Duck from that one game.
Yeah. Yes, sir. My name is Dick Gumshoe. I'm a detective at the local precinct. Ah.
Get to the point already. Explain to the court the details of this murder.
Yes, sir. If everyone please look at this map. Oh, that sure is a crappy looking map, for sure.
Your map sucks, man. You can't do it with crayons, I'm judging.
I'd be surprised if he did. Channeling chamber has no windows and the door was locked shut. The time of the murder, only the victim and the defendant were in the room. What were they doing in there? They were channeling a spirit, sir.
It's totally what they were doing, nothing weird.
Yeah. Channeling a spirit?
When is this new? I'm pretty sure you were part of a case where the guy, wasn't he the guy who worked at the case with one karma?
Yeah, he was. So apparently, I'm actually not sure if he was, but I'd assume he was. And even if not, I'd assume he'd have heard of some kind of thing of this previously from our other cases, but
I guess not.
yeah.
I mean, you never noticed our lady changing boob sizes.
He probably didn't. The judge is a little dense at times. Look of disbelief on the judge's face is... Anyway, a few minutes after the channeling started, gunshots were heard from inside the room, sir. A few of the witnesses broke the door down and rushed into the room. And that's when they found the victim was already dead, correct? No, that's when they decided to ritualistically stab the victim.
Just to tie him down and kill him.
Yep.
But we still want to accuse that one guy because of gunshots.
Yeah, it just made sense. I believe this is one of the most open and shut cases I have ever presided over. Isn't that what you say about almost every case, though?
Yeah. Well, he's hoping for that one day where he just gets home on time. And his wife doesn't yell at him. But every time he gets home, he's like, I'm sorry, man. But Phoenix, he opens my life.
He probably is. That would explain why he's often grumpy at us at the start of a new game. I assume that between games, Phoenix pretty much constantly ruins the judge's life.
Yes. This Phoenix just stands in front of the judge's window with like a knife and it's like grinning.
Man.
I hope you fight the next person, not Gertie.
That'd be pretty intense. I want to see that. Just like that's the entirety of In Between Phoenix Wright games. It's just Phoenix standing outside the judge's house. Yeah. Or playing.
Car bombs on his car.
Yeah. It sounds about right. Phoenix Wright, ace serial killer.
Ace Mafiosi.
Yes.
Mafioso.
So how was the victim killed? I was about to get to that.
Stop wasting my time then.
Jeez, someone's impatient.
She rips people and eats hands.
Yeah, that's at least two things. Cause of death is.
He just got shot.
Yeah.
Jeez. We need a brain on the other side.
Yeah, I know. This portrait looks a little intense. You sure you want to be pointing it that close to your head, detective?
Just imagine that he's doing that, like, really holding up the gun like that. Like, this is the gun that they use. Whoops.
Man, that actually reminds me of an old, TV show that I was, watching. It's a pretty short story because the TV show was short. But it's kind of funny because it's actually a pretty well-known show for the time, and I swear there's a lot of things that I was, like, kind of surprised with, because I'm like, I don't think you could get away with something that ridiculous these days. So at the end of one episode, the guy sneaks out to commit a murder, but he ends up not committing the murder, but then he comes back, and his friend who's been polishing his gun the entire time, just, like, the trigger just goes off, and he shoots himself. And it's just like, how? What?
Because
and that's
America.
Because clearly, I mean, the guy had been polishing a gun for like at least 2 hours, and just as soon as his friend gets back, boom.
No, that sounds very sexual. He was polishing his gun for 2 hours, but it was his friend that pushed it over the edge.
Yeah, that does. But I mean, you see what I mean though, where like it was the end of the story and the guy got convicted for shooting his friend, you know, instead of shooting the person he was planning on shooting, which was kind of interesting. But it was one of those cases where it was one of those, like I said,
But he didn't even kill the guy.
Yeah, he didn't kill the guy, and it was actually kind of an unsatisfying ending overall, and like I said, it's the kind of thing that I watched and I was like, I don't think you could do that these days. Like, you know, it was in the black and white days of like, you know, stuff, so I was like, that's pretty old, so it was probably a little more normal, because, I don't know, I get the feeling they didn't have the budget to make everything, like, a big climactic ending, but that's a pretty poor way to end a story.
Yes. Well, let's get back on track.
Yeah. Cause of
Before
death.
Gumshoe shoots himself.
Yeah, I know. Poor Gumshoe's pistol explodes. The direct cause of death was a pistol shot to the forehead, sir.
Well, Gumshoe starts polishing his pistol.
God damn it. Yeah, the shot was fired from the point-blank range.
Well, before Gumshoe starts polishing that one person's whip.
Indeed. I'm sure Von Karma would love that.
Polishing one car. What the fuck?
Oh man, I hope that just happens in one of the games. There's just like someone she brings in to polish her whip during the case. But before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest.
Like, really sure he dies.
Yeah, seriously. The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. The murderer used the pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing.
Why would you?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, considering they clearly had the advantage and were stabbing him with a knife, that's, you know, I don't generally plan to, like, you know, do overkills and dramatically murder people when no one's even watching.
I mean, it's just, you could have killed him with a knife,
right.
And then it wouldn't have drawn attention. Now you shot the guy and everyone heard it.
Right, and I mean, I get why, because the point was actually to draw attention, but I don't know why they I'm more confused of why the stabbing happened, because it just seems like, why you'd stab the guy first.
I don't know, maybe we'll find out.
Yeah. So the victim was stabbed before being shot. This is the victim's autopsy report, sir. Report added to the court record. The court accepts it into evidence. Mr. Wright, you may question the witness. Cool. Cause of death. Hold it! The murder weapon, Detective Gumshoe. Whose pistol was it? It was the victim's. The victim. Now, why would he have...
Objection! Why would he have a pistol? Who cares? The point is that you're missing. The point that you're missing. So, is whose fingerprints are on that pistol. If you're not already paying attention to that, then I suggest you start.
Fingerprints? There were fingerprints?
What are those?
No, seriously. Along with the victims. The defendant Maya Fays were also on the grip, sir.
Oh no, head turning commences.
Oh no. So the defendant's fingerprints were left on the murder weapon. I walked right into her hands there. Did you? I actually thought your question was like, I think your question was kind of relevant. I mean, it does seem weird to walk into the spirit medium thing holding, like, carrying around a gun with you.
I guess maybe he wanted to self-defend himself. What is more weird is that he sucked at it.
Yeah, he did suck at it. That is a fair point. Yeah, in fact, I imagine that's even more a point for the Japanese version of the game, which is probably why they draw attention to it, and you figure they draw more attention to it, but I guess it's fine they didn't, because here it's less unusual. But I mean, obviously in Japan, you know, firearms are less common. Yeah.
They just want to want with giant tentacle monsters.
Exactly. You could.
Maybe in the Japanese version it was a tentacle monster.
That's pretty great. But what was he doing with a giant tentacle monster in his pocket?
Don't question it, it's normal. She strokes their own tentacle monster and it's all okay.
Hold it! I'm going with that. Point blank, huh? So how about how far away was it? Was anywhere...
Point blank, that's point blank.
Yeah. Was anywhere between 12 to 20 inches away. I was actually assuming even closer than that. How do you know he was shot at point blank?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, I go tired of the foolish foolery of the foolish fools of this foolish country.
Jeez, I don't even know what country we're in and I'm salty.
I don't even know what gun we have from, man. We're actually secretly Johnny Rousseau.
Jeez. That'd be pretty intense if Johnny Rousseau just showed up and be like, well, god damn it, I don't want to live in this country anymore.
After you finish this game, you become Johnny Rousseau, ace movie director.
That'd be worse. Excuse
and
me?
Fighter and everything else.
Yeah.
Gunpowder burn.
Gunpowder burn?
Sounds like a heavy metal band.
It does, actually.
There should be a heavy metal band named Gunpowder Burn.
I'd listen to him, probably.
I would, because I listen to heavy metal. It might be amazing.
Yeah, it would be.
When something is shot from point blank, the burn area is left of on a bullet hole.
Gunpowder exploding is what makes the bullet fire, and that gets real hot, pal. And they're definitely...
book on modern guns?
Huh?
I don't know, I kind of felt like modern guns wouldn't have that anymore.
I'm not sure, but I think they still do have it. I
mean, they use gunpowder or whatever, but I feel like they would have a mechanism so that it wouldn't leave that trace, but whatever.
Yeah. I honestly don't know enough about guns, but it's something I've seen in detective shows before, so I assume that it's something that just wasn't worked out of guns, or it might just be with certain guns like revolvers, but I don't really know. There were definitely some oh yeah. I'll lift on the bird. I think I said that. Wow. Never knew that. Live and learn, I guess.
So he's the best attorney.
Yep.
Ace attorney.
Exactly. It's how you get to be an ace attorney, by not learning anything. Hold it! Stabbed. And what was he stabbed with? A fruit knife.
Oh, same thing.
I see. And whose knife was it? It looks like it belonged to the Fays, sir.
How the fuck? Okay. I thought he was saying Maya Fey. I'm like, why did Maya Fey have a food knife?
Yeah, that's because I started saying Maya Fey and I realized I started to say this phase, which does make more sense, because, yeah, I don't know why Maya Fey would have brought in a fruit knife. That'd be a little silly.
She just wanted to peel a few, like, fruits while she was doing the meditation.
That would have been pretty amusing. And, of course, Maya's fingerprints are all over it. All over it, huh? This does not look good.
What will you do now, Phoenix White?
I think I'll continue to question the victim.
I was just bad as a victim.
I don't know why I called him the victim. Heck, poor Gumshoe is basically always the victim.
He is a victim of life in the universe and the country.
Yeah.
He is a suppressed population of the country.
He's the most suppressed. He has to pay money to go to his job.
Pretty impressive that he can live.
I know. I don't know how he manages. Especially considering considering the physique he has. I mean, I'm assuming Detective Gumshoe probably eats a lot.
Probably. Well, he just eats mafia.
Yeah, I guess that's how he lives. He might not have a home, but he goes around just eating mafia and sleeping at their places after he eats them.
Just like Oblivion style.
Yeah, exactly. Hold it! That was always fun. How severe was the wound? If it had been half an inch more to the right, it would have hit the victim's heart.
Okay, I want to point out one logic question, though. They used a food knife to stab the guy.
Yeah.
And they stabbed him in the chest.
Right.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I just don't see someone being killed with a... Like, it wasn't fatal, but the imply it could have been fatal. It's a fucking food knife. It's not the most fatal weapon ever. Like,
yeah,
it might be sharp enough to stab someone, but I don't think you can stab someone through the ribs with it.
Yeah, like, I actually have to agree. Like, I'm not sure if it's the knife I'm thinking of, but it's also, a fruit knives, tend to be, like, really dinky, tiny things. Like, they're of course great for cutting fruit, but they're, you know, they wouldn't be an ideal weapon in any circumstance.
Like, I think they would snap mostly.
Yeah.
Because they're sharp, but I think they would break if you tried stabbing someone through the chest with it. Yeah. But I mean, I've never tried it.
Right. I definitely assume so. No idea. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it's something I should learn before I go on a killing spree with all my chef implements.
Yes, just make sure the food knife doesn't break when you stab someone.
Yeah.
It's a pain to get that back out.
It sounds like it'd be a pain.
You should probably learn from Pinkie Pie before you go.
I'm sure she's done lots of precision cutting with fruit knives. Jesus, after a stab like that, it's impossible to fight back, let alone stand. You stabbed that thing.
It's standing more difficult than fighting back.
Apparently. Well, no, he's saying that's impossible to fight back, but apparently even standing up is difficult. That's how intense he was stabbed.
But I mean, when we said it's impossible to fight back, let alone stand.
Yeah.
Isn't normally the second thing even more of a given than the first thing?
Well, yeah, it's even more of a given, which means it's you know, something you could normally do.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
yeah.
I see. Keep going.
Okay. Testimony makes Maya look like she had stabbed him with the intent to kill, but I know Maya had stabbed him with the intent to give him a hug.
I mean, I know Maya. She just stabbed people with the intent to annoy them.
Yeah.
So why does he look so angry?
I don't know.
It's like, fuck that guy. I mean, stabbing was okay, but he shot him? What the hell?
I know. You're supposed to finish up the victim, and that bristles my britches.
Just don't understand these murderers finishing off victims.
I know. Why can't they just, like, leave him to bleed to death? Fuck. Hold it! Are you sure he was stabbed first, then shot? Yep, sure as sure can be.
What came first, the stab or the shot wound?
One look at the wounds and you'd come to the same conclusion too, pal.
A fool is a fool who only listens to the foolish opinions of other foolish fools. I don't even know what you're saying, you stupid fish.
I don't either.
A pistol shot to the forehead at point blank is certainly enough to kill instantly. Does it matter then which was first? I think a little more before you open that big mouth of yours, Phoenix, right?
Grr, what a pain. That's enough! We have clearly established how the victim was murdered. I brought the 2 murder weapons with me today. Very well, the court accepts them into evidence.
I mean, I know he's a detective, but it's weird for the witness to be bringing the murder weapons.
Yeah, it kind of is. Pistol. Weapon submitted as evidence by Detective Gumshoe. This already reminds me of when Gumshoe showed Pearl his pistol.
God damn it. At least I didn't go about polishing it.
Yeah, I know. Remember guys, we gotta be careful when polishing your pistol. And most of all, do not polish your pistol in front of little girls. That's just...
Remember guys, if someone wants you to polish your pistol in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable, then it's no good.
Exactly. Knife added to the court record.
You used it to peel fluid.
Yep.
The date and time of death. Sorry. The date and time of death was June 19th at 3:15 p.m. Eyewitnesses claim to have heard 2 gunshots at the time.
And the 2 murder weapons, both with the defendant's fingerprints on them. And already that does bring up some questions. The fact that there are 2, like, things. So they had the person pretty much at their mercy. And they were point blank, and they somehow missed the first shot. So that seems a little suspicious to me.
Maybe Maya could do it.
Huh?
Maya could screw that up.
Yeah, okay. Maya could do it. I suppose that's a fair point.
She would miss 5 times instead of it.
That'd be pretty sad. I just imagine Maya just standing over an unconscious body and just like shooting rapidly at them.
I'm pretty sure she had in Desperados.
Well, that's fair, yeah. And the 2 murder weapons, both with the defendant's fingerprints on them. This does seem like an open and shut case.
You really like saying that.
It does.
It's probably because he forgot to shut his windows and his brain's just on that the whole time.
It wouldn't surprise me. It does seem like at the beginning of every Phoenix Wright game, the judge turns off his brain for, you know, a few cases. It's going from bad to worse. As if the summary just now wasn't oversimplifying things to the extreme.
Your Honor, feel free to slam that little gravel of yours. After all, there is no room left for doubt, is there?
That is quite true, Mr. Wright. Yes?
You're guilty.
Mr. Wright, you are guilty.
You're guilty of being a defendant. We don't like you. You're not the one here.
They certainly don't. Even with the face of all this, you still wish to plead not guilty? They should name the next game Phoenix Wright. No country for old defenders of justice. No country for old attorneys.
Yes, well, Phoenix Wright isn't that old yet, so that joke doesn't work yet.
Yeah, not really. It's the opinion of this court that if you do not adjust your plea, you stand to lose.
Is that actually a legal thing for the court to say?
I don't know.
Like the court wants you to like just accept being dirty so we can all go home and eat ice cream.
Well,
Nah, wait, then fuck you.
well, I mean, with the way the court works in this game, it certainly seems to be their opinion.
Like, I'm imagining that if you're like, oh, I think that she's not guilty, then like people understand, starts throwing tomatoes at you. It's totally okay.
Probably wouldn't even surprise me. I'm sure they could even in this courtroom.
No one complain. See, just as I promised, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You will change your plea in less than 10 minutes.
What will you do, Mr. Wright? Will you change to justified self-defense? Because now would be the time to do so. This is your final chance. It's a huge decision. I better think this through all the way.
Do it, but safe.
Yeah, okay.
And then we
Okay. Justified self-defense. Maya's convicted, then it's all over. I really should play it safe and try to soften the blow. Your Honor, the defense would like to change its plea to justified self-defense.
Ha!
Understood. Let the record show the defense has entered a new plea. Nothing else I can do. Mia, I already hold the key. If you don't believe, you cannot win.
I don't want to win.
Seriously, we want your sister to go to jail, bitch. We plead justified self-defense, so it could basically be confessing to murder. To the trial, Maya's life would be destroyed, and she'll be labeled a murderer.
Yeah. Since when is that actually the thing?
I
mean,
don't...
it's justified self-defense. It's not quite the same thing as a murder.
Yeah, it's not. Like, some people might be a little freaked out, but I think most people would generally understand, and in fact probably applaud you that you didn't die.
I mean, we could be like, oh, he tried to rape her. Okay, she would get off with it.
Yeah, exactly. I
don't really know which one I rape that woman, so.
Yeah, that's the biggest hole of that defense is that no one wants to do Maya.
And then the case fell apart.
Yeah. Your Honor, yes. The defense retracts its previous statement.
Lame. I leave now.
Sapare leaving once again.
Maybe ending the fight anyway.
Yeah. And instead will prove beyond the shadow of doubt that the defendant is not guilty.
That's I checked. It was always supposed to be the offense was to prove that, but okay. You have sealed your fate, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Detective.
Yes, sir.
Kill him. Is that the final portion of your testimony? The finest strike.
Yes.
Final showdown.
Poor Gumshoe, looking like a puppy who's just been kicked.
Maybe he has to present a puppy that was kicked.
That'd be the saddest piece of evidence. Now, see here, proceedings are run by... Eek! Oh, yes, of course. Go ahead, detective, and give your testimony.
I think the court would like to hear about the other pieces of incriminating evidence.
Incriminating
evidence. I think this is a good place to end.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say myself, actually. So, thank you all for watching, and, yeah, I don't really know what the lesson for today is. Don't...
The lesson is, don't listen to dead boobs.
Yeah, don't listen to dead boobs, and don't whip the judge, cause...
Well, I see me whipping the judge works pretty well.
Yeah, it works really well in this case, but, you know, most judges aren't as jolly as Mr. Santabeard over here.
He takes it like a man.
He does take it like a man, but, you know, anyways... So we'll end on a sad Detective Gumshoe. Thank you all for watching, and hope to see y'all next time.